Alright guys, we're live.
Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to our second town hall meeting. We are going to be discussing the proposed guaranteed income today. And just to give you a little bit of background for those of you who have just joined us, in his fourth and final book entitled Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. mentioned that we need a guaranteed income in this country. And that was over 50 years ago. So now here we are, and we're discussing a guaranteed income and potentially having that type of program here in the city of Paterson. We needed this prior to the pandemic because, quite frankly, there are people who are struggling financially, and we recognize that. And we know that people have made decisions, difficult decisions, paying for groceries, medicine. And some people are a flat tire away from financial hardship. And so we're proud that Paterson is one of 30 cities in the country that is looking to launch a program like the guaranteed income for residents who qualify. And so I'm going to draw your attention to the slideshow that we have prepared for you, and want to thank all of you once again for joining us this evening. So Ryan, if we can have the presentation, please. So let's move right on to the agenda. Here's what we'll address as far as the agenda is concerned. What is a guaranteed income and why is it important? Then I'll do a program overview. Then I'll provide a timeline as to when we'll start and then when people will start receiving the assistance, the financial assistance. And then community questions at the end. So, what is a guaranteed income and why is it important? So, a guaranteed income is unconditional periodic cash payment that ensures a minimum income level regardless of employment status. And let me point out, you're not necessarily, if you are chosen to participate in this program, you are not receiving actual cash. You receive a debit card that can be replenished. So it's a debit card, not actual cash. Let's move forward with the program overview. And this lists who is eligible to participate in this program. So as far as our program overview is concerned, you must be a Paterson resident and you must be 18 years or older. Now, the last time we had a town hall meeting, we were looking to have 70 participants, but our last town hall meeting, we had over 100 people participate. So since there's high demand for this program in Paterson, we're going to expand it to include more people, which I think is helpful here. So as opposed to 70, now we're targeting 110 participants in this program. And let me make this abundantly clear. The city of Paterson, my office, we are not choosing who is going to be selected. This will be a randomly done, lottery-based program. So you'll be selected by the Center for Guaranteed Income at the University of Pennsylvania, a reputable institution of higher learning. So we're not choosing. Your name goes into a lottery, and you're selected by the Center for Guaranteed Income at the University of Pennsylvania. So the payment amount, since we're going to accommodate more, will be $400 per month over the course of a year, so for 12 months. We always reserve the right, or should I say, we will always hold it as an opportunity to potentially, if it works, expand the program, but we'd have to raise more money. And one thing I do want to make abundantly clear is that none of this money is coming from taxpayers. This is all coming from philanthropists. In fact, we are very appreciative of Jack Dorsey. A lot of you are on Twitter. He's the CEO of Twitter, and he's donating $500,000 to this cause. So $500,000 coming to Paterson from Jack Dorsey, and we appreciate that. Another benefit of this program is a partnership with Kumac. Kumac is a food pantry here on Ellison Street, not too far from City Hall. And anyone who participates will have an opportunity to receive free fresh produce, dairy, meats as a part of your participation. So there are additional benefits. Then we're going to be launching the Financial Empowerment Center. The Financial Empowerment Center is something that we've been discussing for quite some time. The City Council has given us unanimous approval. Here's what we're going to do with the Financial Empowerment Center. We provide free one-on-one financial counseling to residents of Paterson. So if you need your credit score repaired, if you need your debt reduced, If you need to establish a bank account, this program can help you. Now, if you are receiving this $400 a month, this program can also help you with money management, just to make sure that you're spending it prudently. Let's also talk about income eligibility as far as the limits are concerned. So for a single individual, single applicant, you earn less than 300, not 300,000. I caught myself. If you make $30,000 annually, you qualify. That's a single applicant, single individual. Families, and we define family as having a spouse, irrespective of whether or not you have children. And if you have children, it doesn't change. But if you earn less than $88,000 annually, you are eligible. So again, let me reiterate. $30,000 for the individual, less families, $88,000. Family means spouse. Let's review the timeline. A number of people asking, okay, so when are the applications? Can I get one? Not yet. We're aiming for mid-March. That's our target. Hopefully by mid-March, we'll have applications available online. After we receive these applications, we'll cut it off after 4 weeks, and then there will be a review process, meaning it'll go into the lottery system at University of Pennsylvania. To get into the system, they'll randomly select 110 people. So in May, the application process will be closed, participants will be selected, and the first payment will be sent out by June. These are approximate dates. It's subject to change, but this is what we've outlined as far as a tentative schedule is concerned. This is the timeline we're going to adhere to. Now let's open the floor, since I think that essentially covers everything. Let's go to community questions, but I want to answer the ones that we've been receiving. Are there any other requirements besides income and residency? Yes, I just outlined that. Age, you have to be 18 years or older. So you got to live here. I told you about the income with $30,000 and $88,000 for a family. What documents will I need to apply and show proof of eligibility? You should be able to show something that states that you live in the city of Paterson. A driver's license is always welcome. Or bills, you can show that. Will this affect any aid I receive? No, it will not. Irrespective of any other type of aid that you receive, as long as you meet that income criteria. And can I still apply if I'm unemployed or do not qualify for the earned income credit? Yes, you can. You can still apply. So it's not restricted. So those are some of the community questions that we've been receiving. Right now I want to open the floor for questions, and I'm going to give you the information to text. The number is 973-531-7301. Again, that number is 973-531-7301. And while we wait for some of the questions, Harsha, if there's anything, Harsha Malajosa, I'll get it eventually. He's our chief data officer and he's spearheading this with Dasiltilos. Harsha, if there's anything else you would like to add to the discussion while we wait for some questions.
Thank you, Mayor. You've done a great job covering all of our program criteria and eligibility limits. My name is Harsha Malajosa. I am the Chief Data Officer here for the City of Paterson, and I will be the point person for the Guaranteed Income Program. Just wanted to quickly reiterate the income-based eligibility criteria. We've been getting a lot of questions on that. As the Mayor mentioned, a single person is an individual who lives by themselves. So I live by myself. So I would apply, if I wanted to apply, I would apply to this program as a single person. And I have to make less than $30,000 to be eligible for this program. And we are asking that you produce documentation about your income, either your last year's tax returns or 3 pay stubs from the most recent 3 pay stubs that you have. Family is more than one individual. We'll again look into your tax returns and see how you filed for your tax returns to determine whether you're applying as a family or a single individual. And the joint household income for a family should be less than $88,000. That is, if both you and your spouse are working, your joint income should be less than $88,000. So I just wanted to clarify on those again because we've been getting a lot of questions. But other than that, I have nothing more to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Harsha. We just received a question. Thank you. Can people who are retired and receiving Social Security apply? Yes.
Yes, and as we've mentioned, this is not a government-run program. This is a program where the monies have been raised from philanthropists. So, and we are working closely with the state to make sure that none of your benefits get affected by participating in this program. So, irrespective of your income, employment status, if you're a senior citizen, you're welcome to apply. Also, like if you're an undocumented resident, you're still welcome to apply to the program.
And Harsha, thank you. Again, we want to reiterate, like Harsha stated before, it is not a government-run program. This is an initiative we're pursuing thanks to a philanthropist or philanthropists who are going to assist us with this. So these are private dollars, not public dollars, so it does not affect any assistance that you're receiving from the government. Next question, where can they apply? Harsha, we'll be setting up a website, correct?
So we'll set up a web page on the city's website. Once the application will be online application. We are also working with a local nonprofit. So if you do not have access to internet or need help filling out the application, help is available. We'll put out that information closer to the application date. It's going to be a long application, so you please set aside 25 to 30 minutes of your day so that you can sit and fill out the application. Once it goes live, we'll also put out the link on all of our social media and on the mayor's Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Yeah.
Thank you, Harsha. I want to underscore it's a long application. But to me, it's worth it. It's worth taking out that 25 to 30 minutes to fill out this form because if you're selected, obviously, and you're eligible, $400 a month. Now, the question was, will it affect my income for next year's taxes?
So, we're doing this similar to the way how Stockton, California has done it. So we are going to set it up as a gift, and the total amount is way below $15,000. That is what that is what you have to declare to the IRS if someone gives you a gift greater than $15,000. But we are also working directly with the state Governor Murphy's office to ensure that the waivers are available to all of our participants and that they don't lose any state benefits.
Thank you, Harsha. Very good. Now, here's another question, very valid. And by the way, before we get to the next question, you mentioned Stockton. So a friend of mine, the former mayor of Stockton, Michael Tubbs, he was the first to launch this program. He was inspired by Dr. King and the book Where We Go From Here, Chaos to Community. A couple of stories I like to tell, Harsha appreciates them because he imparted those upon me. There was a story of a young man, he had multiple jobs, never had thought about a career, he just was working. He participates in the program, Guaranteed Income Initiative in Stockton. He goes to community college with that money, and then now he has one job, and it pays much better than the multiple jobs. And there's the other story. There was the matriarch of the family, and what she wanted to do, all she wanted to ever do was host a Thanksgiving feast for her whole family. She participates in the program, and a couple years ago, Thanksgiving, she had everybody over, and that's all she's ever wanted. So it could be something as relative to employment, or it could be just having quality time with your family. I mean, it depends on how you want to spend this extra money that you're going to be getting. So what happens is the next question. What happens after the year? How do you measure success? That's a good question. Harsha, you want to take that one? You want to?
I can. It's up to you, Mayor. If you want to take it, or I can.
Well, look. All right. So after a year, what we'll have to do is we're going to evaluate the program and see how the money was spent. Like if people are spending this wisely. Because I'll tell you, in Stockton, actually not just Stockton. 40% of the money is spent on groceries. That's what people do. But I also outlined other items, like it could be medicine, it could be the flat tire. Hopefully you don't have to get a flat tire, and we're gonna get the potholes in Paterson. We're gonna get DPW out there. It could be Chromebooks. It could be school supplies for your children. So, quite frankly, we'll measure success based on that. And Harsha, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a pilot program. Like we're falling start. We are one of the two cities in New Jersey who are launching this program. Newark is also launching this program. So we will measure like quantitative outcomes. We'll also measure qualitative outcomes. The researchers at the University of Pennsylvania will be interviewing our participants to understand how this payment has impacted their lives. And hopefully, if we find that the $400 monthly payment improves outcomes for our participants, then it gives us more of an opportunity to gather additional funding and expand the program, like have conversations, policy conversations both at the state and national level. So for all of our participants, we highly would encourage for you to like be open and willing to share your stories. If you're selected to be part of the cohort, allow us to like continue interviewing you over the 12 months so that we can capture these rich insights and then share it with the state and at the national level.
Thanks, Harsha. The next question is spending recorded? Is there an exit interview?
So spending so if you give consent, we will record spending. And as I've mentioned, there's not just one exit interview. So the researchers at the University of Pennsylvania will be doing a 6-month, 12-month, and an 18-month follow-up with all of the participants so that they can understand not just the impact that the program has had while you're receiving the cash, but even once the pilot program is done, they want to understand like the long-term or long-lasting effects of this program.
Thanks, Harsha. We're getting a lot of questions just dealing with the same topic of how you apply. And we did mention that we will set up a specific website on our city's website, and we'll devote it to this program. We will notify you, just like we've notified you about this town hall meeting. We'll notify when that is up and running, when it's operational, and then you'll have that opportunity to apply. We want to encourage you to reach out to your council people, let them know you believe it's a good program, because we do need council approval just to establish an account. We have to establish that fund for this program because it's not going in the city's coffers by no means. It has to be a special fund. Harsha, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I'm gonna like mention is that like we will do our part in getting the word out, and the application will be available for like it'll be online for 4 weeks, so you'll have enough time to like submit your application. We've given you a window of 4 weeks, and like just set aside like 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes on a day, so that you can have enough time to give the attention that the application requires.
Thanks, Harsha. Just got a question. Can I get household items like a fridge and a stove? Yes. I don't see how that precludes you from purchasing appliances.
Yeah.
And can I use money to pay my PSE&G bills?
Yes.
There's very little, I mean, look, let's be logical, right? Household appliances, PSE&G bills, like I said, medical bills, groceries, those are some of the items that are entirely appropriate for this.
Healthcare costs, like if your kid needs a Chromebook, broadband internet, like there's like a lot of ways that money is being spent, like for transportation, fixing your car, things like that. Yeah.
Here's another question. If I do not spend the money in 1 month or in that one designated month, can it be rolled over to the next month?
Yeah, so we won't take your money away. So yeah.
You're guaranteed the income. So it's $400 a month, but over the course of the 12 months. So you're guaranteed that $4,800 for the year.
Yes.
I just did the quick math.
You're good there.
12 times 400. Let's see if there are any other questions. If not, can we go to the large screen again here? Brian, can we just go to the full gallery, see everybody? So, I'm so encouraged to see so many people participating. Let's see by a show of hands, how many of you plan to apply? Show your hands, please. Okay. Jada, no? You make too much. Somebody has 2 hands up. That's pretty impressive. 2 hands, but only 1 application. That's it. You guys are good. Just don't get mad at us. Because remember, people are gonna apply and not everybody's getting selected. 110, so we just went from 70 to 110. So now we have 40 extra spots. Don't get mad at me, I'm not picking you. Don't call me and say, hey, Mayor, no, I have no influence on that end. We're sending it right to the University of Pennsylvania, the Guaranteed Income Center, and you'll be randomly selected. Harsha, they'll receive an email, right, that says they've been selected?
They'll receive a phone call from the Senate. So,
oh, no email? Okay, okay.
Yeah, with the good news if they get selected. Yes.
All right, you see what is that? Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area code, then that means you might have been selected, unless you have family in Philadelphia, and then it's like false hope, false alarm, I should say. So I'm happy to see everybody. We'll stay in touch. If you have any other questions, keep that number, the 973-531-7301. We do check those messages. Right now, we're just receiving the same questions. So at this time, again, I want to express my profound gratitude to Harsha, Ryan, Dassel, my team, and my appreciation to all of you for participating in the program, or should I say the town hall meeting today. We're going to keep you apprised relative to all the information that we're going to receive as far as when the applications will be available online, and then we will take it from there. And I wish all of you well, especially if you had both your hands up, but only can submit one application. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night, Paterson.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
I like this. They're good people.